me see. Yeah, we are on YouTube. So let's start. Good evening, YouTube. We are here for another English immersion. The topic of today is Do I need it or do I want it? My name is Warley. I'm the host of this immersion. And before to start, actually, I would like to explain a little bit about the platform, about Talk and Talk, and about this kind of immersion. So you they are watching us on YouTube can understand how this work, okay? How this works. So in a general way, Talk and Talk it's a conversation platform for all levels. If you are beginner, intermediate, or advanced, there's no problem. We have two kind of immersions in a general way. We have the beginners immersion and this kind of immersion that is the general one. So the idea is to focus on conversation, but this is not a regular class. I'm not an English or a language teacher at all, but I'm here to develop and improve my English and learn English with you. And the idea is develop your fluency and your confidence as an English speaker. Okay, that's the main idea here. Besides English, we have other languages like Spanish, French, Italian, Chinese, and German, I guess. So you can see that on the Talk and Talk website. And that's the main idea about the platform. Okay. So, with that in mind, I think we can start with the introductions, and after that, we can follow the questions. Okay. So, Yanka, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Warley. My name is Bianca. I am 28 years old. I am a sociologist. Actually, I got a degree in sociology, but nowadays I am doing my doc in demography. The demography is like study of population. So we study like the structure of population or distribution of the population, like how much women or men we have in kind of population, or what age we have in several locations. And this is nice because we can plan public policy. For example, if in a city we have more children than old people, we are going to have more schools in there, not other kind of thing. So we can use this to plan public policy more directly. It's that for today.
Amazing. I never heard about this concept, but I believe that's so important, and it's interesting, I think. Search about the population and understand the population and how all these work. So it seems pretty nice. That's nice. And what about you, Rogério? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Rogério. I'm 49 years old. I'm married, I'm accountant. Uh, I work as accountant in a oil gas company. Uh, we are in holidays since last Friday in Rio de Janeiro. We are on holidays today, holidays tomorrow, and Wednesday. We return to work just one next Thursday. So it's a wonderful
My
moment to
God.
travel.
What
Yes.
a beautiful place, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
thanks for G20, G20, sorry, G20 for these holidays. It's wonderful for us. And that's it, guys. I hope you have a good time.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Felipe? Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Felipe Lira. Currently, I'm living in Recife with my wife and my daughter. I work as a network and security analyst in a Brazilian company. And that's it. It's a summer of my life.
Awesome. So about me, my name is Warley. I'm 25. I also live in Recife right now. I work with IT as a front-end developer, and I'm also a English and Spanish host here on Talk and Talk. I have started in 2022, I believe, and nowadays I'm focused more on English. So I have stopped to do weekly Spanish immersion, but I love the language. I don't like so much English as well, but I try to learn that, and I'm focused on develop English. And yeah, I love learning languages in a general way. So I believe or I hope I will learn other language in the future, maybe Italian. And yeah, that's all about me. So let's start with the question number one. Do you think people need the latest smartphone, or is it just a desire? What do you think, Rogério? Start with you.
Frankly speaking, I think it's just a desire. They don't need a new smartphone uh, because I think so many latest advances for new tools. We don't know we we didn't know how to use it. There are many advances, many tools. It's my view, okay? We don't need all day just to talk, to type, to see the bank accounting, to see the mail, to do a meeting or near learn a new language as we are now doing. So it's my view. I think it's unnecessary. If I am a rich guy, if I have a money, I save much money, I think you can spend this your money in another things. It could be uh, more, mm, it's more, could be more, what's the word? Useful. Nice, useful. It's my view.
Amazing. And do you usually buy a new device, smartphone, computer, or whatever, or do you usually use a device for a long time, for example?
I spend my cell phone until the last life. Yes, I don't buy all the time. Oh, I start to I dislike Apple. I don't
Yeah,
like Apple business. No, no. Just Samsung, Android is wonderful for me.
amazing.
Yes.
I feel you. I feel you. And what about you, Yanka? What do you think about this?
I agree, and I am the same person as Rogério. I use my cell phone until it breaks or when I lost it, you know. And about the question, I think if you work in technology, if you work with your cell phone or your notebook, oh, sorry, with your computer, you will buy the latest one or the best tool that you can. Like influencers, I think that they maybe have the justification to buy a good cell phone, the latest cell phone, because they work with the camera and they work with their cell phone. But if you don't work with it, I don't see the necessity. And I see the necessity to buy a cell phone with the common tools like WhatsApp, Instagram, or things like that, and a good memory. I don't invest in cell phone. My cell phone is very old and it's a big tijolo, unfortunately. But I invest a lot in a computer, for example, because I work with that. So I paid a lot in this thing. So, but I don't mind about cell phone and things like that. And I think that in some cases, it's like a status thing. I see some friends that doesn't have things into the house, like a good TV or a good bed, but had a cell phone, iPhone cell phone, you know. So they invest in this and do not invest in basic things into the house. To me, it's very sad in my perception. It's that.
Nice. And do you usually do that? Like, use a cell phone for a long time? You always did that, or you changed recently, for example? Because I believe that when we are younger, I think we focus more on buy something, and we want to buy a lot of smartphones consistently. So, and when we get older, I think we have the maturity to understand this social pressure or something like that. I don't know if it's happening with you. It's happening with you.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand what you said. But in my case, it was the same because, but it was the same in everything. In notebook or in computer, I always invest a lot, always parcelei all my computers in several times, in several vezes, because I like to invest on it, but in cell phone, never, never. It was, if you look my pictures on my Instagram, for example, you will see that my cell phone is very old and my camera too. It's a good illustration about it,
So if I look your Instagram, for example, I will be 100% sure that you don't have an Apple device, for example, right?
for sure.
Nice. Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Felipe? What do you think?
Yeah, in my opinion, depends the functionality, you know. For example, if the new device have a functionality that the people need, it's okay to change the smartphone, you know. But I don't see other reason for that, you know. In my case, I use only simple functionalities in my uh, smartphone. Very recent, I have changed because my last smartphone uh, didn't receive more updated, you know. Because of that, uh, it's impossible to use some application. Because of that, I had to change my smartphone.
Yeah. Actually, I agree with you all. I think it depends on your needs. If you work, for example, with social media, if you are influencer, for example, I think that is not an option. Doesn't have iPhone, for example. I think you need that because the optimization for the camera and the stories and all this stuff on Apple device is so much better compared to Android device. So you need that, I believe. And I don't know if you work, for example, with IT in a general way, with computer, and you use a lot, it's important to invest on that. I don't know if you need exactly a MacBook or a device from Apple, but it's a nice one. It's durable and it's nice. So it's important. But for me, it's funny when I think and when I see a person that doesn't that they don't need the device or they don't use a lot device and they want to buy the new one every year. For me it's unbelievable to change your device every year. For me that's insane. So yeah, maybe you have money and you have the opportunity to do that and it's nice, but even on that case I don't think that's a valuable option or a interesting option. I don't think that makes sense. But yeah, okay. So I think we can already answer the question number two. So I think we can jump to the question number three. So what features do you look for in a new phone, for example, when you are looking for buying a new phone or a new computer or something like that. What do you think that's the most important point, Felipe?
For me, it's memory, CPU, because I like to to see videos and games. And storage space is another one that I used to see, and the shape of the smartphone, the size, because I use my smartphone with one hand. So because of that, I need a not a small but a medium smartphone to use better in a one hand. That's it.
Yeah, that's nice. The point of the size of the smartphone, for example, it's interesting because I was looking smartphones recently, and I was thinking about, in a general way, the smartphones, the better ones, or the yeah, the better ones in a general way are so big, and for me it's uncomfortable to use, to put on your pocket, or on, I don't know, I don't like in a general way. And I was looking for the Galaxy S23, I think, and it's small, so I think it's nice. It's a better smartphone. It's a interesting smartphone, but it's not so big. And nowadays I look for that, and I think it's interesting to. It's comfortable. It's interesting to use. Não chama tanta atenção. I don't know how to say that in English. So it's nice, and maybe the idea for the market is develop bigger ones, smartphones. So I don't know why exactly. If I can bigger smartphone, I can buy a tablet or a computer. I don't know. Why do you need a so big smartphone? But okay. And what about you, Bianca? Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it will be a TV in our hands in
Exactly.
some years. I am totally with you guys. To me, it will be a CPU for a good velocity. Something that really bothers me is when the cell phone starts to freeze. This really got me crazy, this thing, because I don't use, and when I use, it freezes. So it's very boring when this happens. I storage too, because I don't like to delete things. Maybe it's because of this that my cell phone is freezing. And I think it's that just it. And one thing that I didn't search about it, it's why we have so many cameras behind our cell phone. I didn't search nothing about it. If you know, please teach me about it. Because why we need 3 or 4 cameras? I didn't understand this. What is that?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know exactly why we have like three cameras, combined cameras on your smartphone, but I think it's related to the evolution of the smartphone and the camera to get close on a camera, a professional camera, It's like we have the smartphone nowadays and we use for a lot of things. And it's nice when you use your phone for take pictures and all of that. And you don't need any more I think, a professional camera to take pictures and all this stuff. So I think all the smartphones, they have an evolution to develop cameras and to focus on that, to use a smartphone as a camera. So because of that, we have a lot of cameras, and I don't know, perspective, for camera and all this stuff, the portrait way and all this stuff. But yeah, I think that's related to this, but I don't know if we really need all these cameras and all this stuff and all these features, but yeah, it's nice. I think it's nice. It's better than I don't know, just get away and live with your smartphone and camera as well. It's comfortable. So I think that's related to that. And what about you, Rogério? Let me know.
I agree with the guys. I'm looking for a good velocity, good capacity to save some files. I think is important. I like to good audio, you know, to listen high my music. I think it's good. Uh, I think it's memory, velocity, capacity. Yes, some files, some news files. For example, I think that it's a part of the new cell phone, YouTube, some things. I think when you buy a new cell phone, these device come. Another we need to make a download. WhatsApp, I think we need to make a download. Another, I think it's a part of them. I don't know if you understand me. YouTube is coming with you when you buy.
Okay. We have a lot of apps that already
Yes, yes,
are downloaded on
yes,
when
yes,
you buy
yes,
a cell phone, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's it.
exactly. Yeah, and the focus in a general way is to use a lot of memory with that, right? So we need a
Yes,
lot of memory on our cell phone, computer, and whatever. So yeah, I think memory is important. And for example, when I look for a computer, for example, for me is like the most important point, I believe, is the SSD. I don't know how to say in English exactly, but this kind of memory is pretty important when you use a computer, for example, because the common one, the HD, it's so lazy compared to this technology. So if you are looking for a computer, it's pretty important to buy one with this technology. And as Yanka said about freezing and all this stuff, we need that, and we are like we are how to say that in English? We are getting more anxious with speed. When we use cell phone or computer, we need to do that fastly, so quickly. So yeah, it's not a so good point, but we all the internet and technology were developed to that. So it's a common thing. I also be like angry when I'm using my smartphone and they are freezing. So I'm scrolling and they are freezing. It's like unbelievable that a cell phone like that is freezing. So yeah, I really understand this. So let's go to the question number 4. Does your current phone or computer, for example, or device in a way, meet all your needs? And what do you think about this, Rogério?
yes. On my cell phone and my laptop, there are uh, many apps that I need. I am uh, happy because I can use all of them all the time. There is no problem. I think yeah, I I bought a new cell phone and laptop. I don't have because I am all the time use the laptop phone the my job I work. So, but my wife has notebook. Sometimes if I need I use her laptop. So yes, there are many apps, many device that I need. I use it all the time.
Nice. And what about you, Felipe?
And talking about phone, smartphone, yes, my current smartphone uh, fit my needs. But talking about laptop, no, I have an old laptop, more than 10 years. I have this laptop, when I have bought when I have bought this laptop, it's the best of the 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 kind of laptop. It's a Dell laptop. Because of that, it's I use them, but sometimes I need to configure some device. I need to how can I say to to use a virtual environment, to test viral devices in technology. Because of that, I need to to have more memory. So, and my current laptop don't have more space to increase more memory. Because of that, I need to buy another one more with the better performance. That's it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, this kind of technology to virtual device and virtual machine like that, it need a lot of memory. So yeah, I have used sometimes, and yeah, it's complicated. So, what do you think, Bianca? Let me know about you.
Yeah, my smartphone, it's okay. It's a Galaxy A14, Galaxy A15, 14. I don't know if it's old or new. I know that's mine. And well, I would like to have more velocity and storage and so on. My camera, it's okay. I don't mind about that. But my computer, it's a good computer. It's a Core i5 Dell. I have a big storage, the velocity it's okay, SSD it's okay too, but I would like to have more storage, more, because I use some programs that I would like to go fast than it's going now, because I work with big databases about populational databases with 6 GB, é isso que fala, 6 gigas, 6, não, 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 não. Enfim, it's really big, so I would like to have a computer that work with this faster than it's working now. But I think it's luxury. It's not super necessary. It's like I really would like, but not super necessary. In my AirPod, it's like with the battery, it's short, and I would like to have one AirPod that would have a huge battery and just one AirPod, not two AirPods, because when one ends, I have to take another one, and it's bothering me too. So I would like to have one with bigger battery, but it's luxury too. I have the necessary for now.
Yeah, I think it always could be better, you know. It's a normal feeling that we could have a better computer or smartphone with a lot of memories and all this stuff, but yeah, it's normal. In a general way, I think I'm a strange person because, for example, with my smartphone, I have my smartphone for 3 years, I think, and I get happy when I think about, well, I have a smartphone for 3 years, and I right now I don't need to buy other one, you know. I like to stay for a long time with a smartphone because that's expensive, you know. If you want to buy a smartphone right now, for example, a good one, it's like 2,000 reais to point five thousand reais, I don't know. So it's so expensive. So I would like to stay with this smartphone for 5 years, I think. And yeah, after that I can change. But I like to not buying a smartphone every year, you know. Because of that, for me, it's so strange people that buy a smartphone or something like that every year. For me, that's really insane. But yeah, people do what they want. That's okay as well. So we are on the question number 4. So let's go to question number 5. Uh, yeah, that's a good one. Why do you think companies release new phones every year? And beside of that, why do you think people buy a smartphone or device in a general way every year, or why they like to do that, you know? Let me know, Bianca. I will start with you.
Guys, this is very bad to me. But this, não sei como fala, que isso me irrita. But this
It
really
burns you,
bothers me.
bother
Birth,
you, yeah,
yeah, births or bothers me
bother, yeah, I think so.
because I think that companies do this because they want to incentivize the consume, of course, and they put the necessity on you. They release a new feature on the smartphone and they put that necessity, the necessity to have that features in you. And then it turns a status thing. I heard an interview these days that one guy was asking to another guy, would you date a girl that have an Android? Você namoraria uma menina que tem um
I saw that. Unfortunately, I saw that. Yeah.
tipo, o quê? Oh, guys, this was the worst to me. I passed all the day thinking about it. It's like that. I am being resumed for my cell phone if it's Android or an ai, I forgot the name da maçãzinha. Como que é?
Apple.
Yes, Apple thing. I am being resumed in this kind of thing. So it turns a status thing. And what bothers me too is that poor people is buying this to have this fucking status. And guys, we have other necessities inside of our house, you know. So buy this just to show that you can do it. To me, it's a poor mentality. It's very sad to see this happening. I can't explain why this happened, mainly with poor people, but to me, it's unbelievable. But I think it's that. It's a consume, it's the capitalism incentivizing you to consume more and show to other people that you can do it. You know, it's that.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's exactly the point, about status. I think people believe that to have an Apple device, for example, they are better than the others because of that, because they have an MacBook or an iPhone or something like that, and they prefer to take a picture on the mirror with the Apple thing, and yeah, maybe status that's the key, I believe. But yeah, in some cases, people are strange, are rare in my opinion. But yeah, let's go. And what about you, Felipe? Let me know.
I believe the companies release new device every year. That's the functionality, of course, and the technology is evolving every day, Because of that, the company creates new device and consume, of course, because the companies need to sell more anymore. And it's interesting because some functionality, some feature only works in new devices. For example, it's because of that we need to buy a new device to use this feature. So it's happening in technology as well. I have one device, but one feature doesn't work. We need to buy another one. But yours it's new, but you are obligated to buy another one to use the feature. That's it, my friend. It's a strategy that companies use to force people buy new device.
Yeah, I pretty agree. And do you think in some actually in the future, do you think this kind of mentality of people will change? Like, I don't know, they will focus on other things and they will realize that to have a smartphone is not so important?
No, I don't believe it. I think it's the same.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with you. And what do you think, Rogério? Let me know.
If I am working a cell phone company, and if I am a seller, vendedor, seller,
Yeah,
yeah, seller,
seller. Yeah.
seller, yes. Okay, I agree. But I'm not a seller's guy. I'm not working now, I guess, in a cell phone company, so I summarize this consumer with anxiety, I think it's unnecessary to buy a new phone every year or to companies release new phone. I think it's unnecessary. Yeah, we can buy a cell phone to use it for 5, as Philippe said, 10 years. I think it's enough. We can uh, make a value if we are buying, it's my view.
Yeah, and I think it's not just related to smartphone devices and all this stuff, you know. It's related to capitalism in a general way that incentivates us to focus on buying a lot of things and a lot of things that we don't need. So
A
it's complicated.
car is other.
Yeah, exactly. In a general way, people need to buy a car, for example, but a lot of people focus on buy a car every 2 years, 3 years, for example, and that's also insane for me. You know, it's like it should be a durable thing. Why do you need to change your car every year, for example? That's pretty unbelievable. But yeah, I think the capitalism focus a lot on incentivize us on buying a lot of things and a lot of things that we don't need. So it's complicated, and all of us, not all of us, but a lot of people focus on comparing they with others, and that leads you to buy new things and compare you again and go on, you know. So it's complicated to think about this, and this comparison it's pretty complicated. And yeah, it's unbelievable for me, but it's a reality, unfortunately. So yeah, let's go. Uh, we we are on the question number 6. So no, we are on the question number 5, actually. I'm sorry. So I think the 6 and the 7 is quite of the same. So I will do like the same question. How did you choose your last phone? And did you compare different models, for example, when you choose? And other question related to that, did you notice any big difference between the older one that you have and the new one when you bought it? So let me know, Rogério.
I just compare if he is Apple or Android. I don't like Apple. Sorry, guys. My wife has, but I don't like all this. I know, frankly speaking, I just like if the new cell phone are capacity enough to save my files and good velocity. I think it's enough. I'm not a don't know how can I say exigent, demanded guy. Yeah, demanded guy. Yes, I'm not a demanded guy. Just uh, I think 3,000 reais, 4,000 reais is enough to buy a new cell phone.
I think so. It's so expensive to actually it's a lot of money to pay on a smartphone. I think so.
15,000 reais, I think, the new Apple.
I didn't know
Jesus,
that, but that's insane.
very expensive.
Even if I had the money, I think I won't buy an Apple device. Actually, a smartphone, an iPhone actually. The MacBook, I think it's important. In my area in IT, it's nice to have one. It's nice to work with it. But for a smartphone, I think we have a lot of other smartphones as good as Apple and maybe better, but they don't have the Apple logo, the Apple logo, so it's all worse in some ways because of that. So yeah, I believe. And Rogério, did you notice a lot of changes comparing the cell phone that you had before, for example, and the new one that you bought?
No, no, I'm not a demand guys. I just use YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, private bank. I'm not finding I'm not using cell phone to game.
Mhm.
If I use for this, I use a PS4, 5 or notebook laptop.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Actually, I don't understand exactly because people focus on buying a cell phone and they are comparing the cell phone using games, I don't know why they like so much game to play a game on the cell phone. It's so much better to do that on a console or a computer, for example. I I don't understand, but yeah, okay. And what do you think, Bianca? Let me know what your opinion.
I'm freezing. I will close my camera because of that. Well, let's see. The last time that I bought a cell phone, it was because my cell phone stopped totally to work. So I had to do it. The screen like went down, and I had to do it. But comparing these two models, why I compare the price between the cell phone, the price and the storage and CPU to see if will froze a lot. And comparing these different models, maybe this cell phone, it took more time to start to froze, maybe. But it's frozen now, but it took more time to start to do it. And the screen, it's a little bit bigger than the other one, and I can read some books on it now. But just it.
Yeah, that's nice. Uh, Actually,
Did
I
you
really
hear
don't
me,
know.
guys?
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. Your audio is pretty okay. Uh,
Thank you.
I don't know exactly why this happened, but it's so common to over the years the smartphone will get freezing sometimes, and the battery it will be losing. So I don't know why this happened exactly,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
I
I think
know
all it always
why. It
happened.
calls obsolescência programada. I don't know if you
Yeah,
heard it,
yeah,
because the cell phone is programmed to stop to work, and then you have to buy another one. So they think eles pensam até nisso, até until the durability of a smartphone to incentivize you to buy another one. Yeah, it's a concept, obsolescência programada. It's like that.
yeah. That's insane.
yeah,
It's all sad, right? Yeah, go ahead, Felipe. Sorry.
it's happening with me. My last smartphone didn't receive it updated anymore. Because of that, I
Ah,
need to buy another one. I I have compared different models, but the same brand, Samsung, but different models and performance and price, I I don't like to buy a expensive smartphone. I have a more or less 2,000 reais. It's okay to me. So I compare and I buy I have bought my new smartphone. And about freezing, sometimes there is apps in background, running background, and you don't realize it. And when you see a lot of apps in background, we need to pay attention that my father-in-law install a lot of apps, and because of that, your cell phone is low, all the time.
Yeah, that's funny because all the time that I see my dad's smartphone, uh they are like 100 apps open, and I really don't know why they actually he doesn't have the habit to close the apps that they aren't using, because in my case, I close all the apps that I'm not using, I have this habit, and I'm get angry when I'm using a lot of open apps and all this stuff on my smartphone. But I don't know, he seems like they like that, and all the time there are a lot of apps open on his phone, and it does really make sense that the phone is freezing, it's it's common. That's clear that will happen because he has a lot of apps open. So yeah, I don't know why, but maybe it's a common thing. My mom does the same, so yeah, I don't know why. So I think we have time for one more question. So I will jump to the question number 13, 11, 13. Yeah, I think so. So have you noticed any major improvements in smartphones over the past few years, for example, and what do you think actually it will happen on the future, how how this could be? Uh, what do you think, Roger?
And improvements. I think there are some new improvements, like we did you see the smartphone that he can open for dobrar? I don't know how can I say dobrar.
The foldable
Foldable. Yes,
foldable device. Yeah.
we have this improvement. Uh, which more? There are some device, for example, we are using our cell phone and we are watching some videos, and we can upload from the TV and put this video on TV and see if you have a code to connect from the TV, you can. I think there are some improvement as well, but uh, I'm not I'm not a guy that you are finding this improvement. As I said, just to my use, for me it's enough.
Yeah, the example of foldable device in phone, it's a nice one. And
Yes.
actually, I don't know exactly, but I don't think this will keep on the future, I don't think that people will like it a lot this. And in my case, for example, I wouldn't like to buy a foldable phone. I don't know why, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know the positive points for that. So yeah, I don't know, but I think the changes nowadays is more related to software than hardware in a general way. So yeah, I think it's related to that. And what about you, Felipe? Let me know what you think.
Yeah, over the last 10 years, we have a lot of improvement in your smartphone, like facial recognize, digital recognize, artificial intelligence. Uh, That's it, a lot. Quality of the camera. Uh, that's it. And in the future, I believe it's more and more improvement to facilitate our life.
Do you think in the future the changes will be bigger than the one that happened already?
Yeah. I believe for example, now we have a clock with the same function of the cell phone, We can use the watching, and that's it. I think it's one device for everything.
Yeah, it does make sense a lot. And what about you, Bianca? Let me know.
Mm, Maybe the connection with other device, it was a good improvement in my perception. Um, let's see. I think that we are more dependent of this thing, the cell phone, because we have even our wallet on cell phone. Like I don't have to have a credit card in my hand, a physical card. I can just use my cell phone to buy things and to do this thing. Everything I can do uh, on my cell phone. So I think that this dependence will increase in the future, maybe. And one improvement that I saw, it was like that, the connection with other device, the number of camera behind it too. And yeah, I think it was that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice because it's incredible when you think about how the smartphones uh, are developed on past years, how they how the advancement to us related to smartphone and something like that. Because when you think about the release of the first iPhone, for example, and what we had before that, and now what we do with our smartphone, that's unbelievable. We have everything, almost everything on your phone. You can pay something, you can search for everything, you can talk with people around the world with your smartphone. So that's incredible, this advancement. And sometimes I like to see the video of the release of the iPhone, the first iPhone. And it was looking nowadays, it is like the first iPhone. It's a simple thing. It's a phone you can call for anyone, you can search on the internet, and you can listen music. It's a simple thing or are looking right now. But at this the in that year, it was an incredible advancement. So for me, it's unbelievable to think how this evolution works and all this stuff, and thinking about what will happen on the future. So yeah, it's unbelievable. So guys, unfortunately, we don't have time for more questions, so I would like to send here on the chat the link of the survey. As you said, it's an more survey. You can say, what did you think about the immersion? Suggest another topics, and I don't know, say what you want to say. And yeah, in a general way, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I have enjoyed a lot to talk with you about this, and I hope to see you on the next time as well. Okay, so thank you.